Hey guys, this is Hello Bella here. I just wanted to do a video on my Amazon pricing strategy for FBA books. I've got some questions about how do I price my items, and I realize that everyone has a different thought process that they go through when pricing their items. But I just wanted to talk you through mine, and maybe you'll get something out of this video. So number one thing to remember is that you're not competing with merchants. Their price is mostly irrelevant, so I don't pay much attention to them. So number two is the first thing I do is check the prime seller's price because that's your competition. So you can choose to undercut them a few cents, or you can wait it out and get a few cents more for your item. It really just depends on the rank. So if Amazon is selling the item, then I always undercut them by some margin, usually not huge, a couple dollars, just to make it advantageous for the buyer to buy from me instead of buying from Amazon. Because why would you buy from someone besides Amazon if over a few cents, but a few dollars, people start to change their purchasing patterns. So one point I will make is that sales rank plays a huge factor into my price. So if it's a best-selling book, if it's under 10,000 ranked, then typically it's going to sell really fast and constant. So there's a market price for that item that usually it won't waver very much. Certain copies of books like say Catch 22, usually will always sell for at least $10 for me prime. So I just know that ahead of time. Like if I'm going to pick it up from a store, it needs to be 50 cents or a dollar for it to be worth my time. One thing I will say is to look for price jumps. We'll go through that a little more when I click through some of these listings, but basically a price jump to me would be like, say you see prime sellers selling at $4.99, $4.99, $6, then suddenly it jumps to $11 and then to $19.99, $23, $24. What I would want to pay attention to with this is, am I willing to wait for that price jump? Am I willing to wait for all the $4.99s and $6 and $7 to sell out so I can price mine around $20? And for me, usually the answer is yes, because I'm not strapped for cash, so I'd rather wait a couple weeks or months even to make $5 more on an item. So I'm going to start clicking through some of these and talk to you. These are all items that I've sold in the last week. I wanted to stick to that because I want the price to be relevant. And I apologize in advance for my screen quality. I'm using PowerPoint to record this, so it's not super good, but I think you'll be able to see what we needed to see. So this book is Back to the Lake. I just sold this for $49.99. So we'll go in and we'll look at the used. This was a book that was in good condition. It's one of the ones I bought from a Facebook group from a college student. So once again, we sort of take a quick look at the merchants, but don't pay much attention to them because I did sell this book for $49.99. So go ahead and we'll click Prime. And here we see the lowest prime price for this book is going to be $41.42. It jumps to $45, then it jumps to $52, $58, $59, and then you can get it for the low price of $699. So as you can see, there's very few prime sellers even selling this book. That means there's not many in circulation right now. So if I was going to list this book again, which I already have clearly, wow, I didn't even notice that I'm one of the sellers for this book. Actually, I probably need to raise that price, but this is a good indicator that you can wait for the book to sell out from all these other sellers. I might even raise my price to $59.99 to match this guy and just wait it out. But yeah, I just sold this book last week for $49.99, and I've gotten another copy from someone else, but I think that copy is in transit right now. It says it's back ordered, but I believe I just sent this in my latest shipment. So you can see the pricing on this. It varies, but that book I'll consistently sell it for $45 or $50. So I know when I see it on a Facebook group, that I want to pick that up. Moving on to this book called Shoe Dog, written by the creator of Nike. Great book. I really enjoyed reading it, but I found a copy of it the other day, and I just happened to recognize it because I had read it, and it has a very easy to spot cover. So this book I just sold for $15.75. This is a bestseller right now, so what we have to think about is what is the prime price of this item? Who are we competing with? So we'll click Prime, scroll down, and take a look at this. We're seeing $15.45 is the lowest price that you can get it right now from a Prime seller, and then it jumps to $18.95 and it's new. So Amazon is selling the book for $20.79 new. So what my thought process in pricing this was, no, it's not a new book. It was in very good condition, and I thought $15.75 is low enough for me as a customer to want to pay, a little less than buying it new. And that sold really quickly. I believe that sold as soon as I sent it in. So moving on to another book. Let's see. We've got this book called Anybody's Business. I got this at a fill-a-bag sale for the whole bag cost $5, so I mean it cost me probably less than 50 cents. But anyways, this book sold for $59.99 this week. And if we're going to go ahead and click on Prime, we'll go find the lowest price. And included in Prime is the rentals, so we have to ignore those. Lowest price currently is $48.45. It jumps up to, let's see, that's a rental. It jumps up to $63.99 and then $106.59. So I sold mine at $59.99. In retrospect, I could have probably even listed around $75. But it just depends on my mood when I'm pricing. Honestly, like if I'm wanting to make money, then I want to get the item sold. Like there's a saying that goes, "Price it to sell, not to sit." And usually that's my mood. I don't concentrate on long tail items. I'd rather make my money back and then focus on something else. Especially with these new fees coming in for having your items in the warehouse for 6 months, you get a fee for that. So it's changed my pricing strategy a lot. Let's move on to this other book, All the Light We Cannot See. This cost me a couple cents. Again, got it in a fill-a-bag sale. Click on Prime, and I actually just sold this for $14.99. And this is another book that's doing pretty well right now, and it's still on the bestseller list, so it's got a really good sales rank. Again, mine sold for $14.99. Now you can see the price has gone down to $12, $12.49, $13.84, $14.99, $14.99, $14.99, $15, $15, $15.25. So based on this, if I had this book in my hand again, at the current moment, I would list it for $14.99 or maybe $14.95 to just undercut them by a few cents. So hopefully that allows you to see my pricing strategy. Moving on to this little audio book I got about 4 copies of this, again at a fill-a-bag sale, so it cost me a couple of cents. I just sold this for $19.99, but I've got several more in stock. As you can see, this is me here, Hella Bella Books. Used, very good, 4-disc set. I'll go ahead and click on the Prime sellers who are selling this item right now. Yeah, it looks like we've got someone else coming in at $19.99, and then there's me at $19.99, and then there's Amazon at $24.98. So you can see that I undercut Amazon by $5. Again, mine is used, very good, so it's pretty much in really good shape, but I did want to price that at $19.99 to get the sale. And again, I have several more copies in stock. I might just click through some more of these that I've sold recently and have you guys look at a few of my items. Again, pricing to me is not, people say it's an art form, but it's really just a shot in the dark, and if your price doesn't sell, if the item, doesn't sell after a couple of weeks, lower the price. It's not rocket science. It's just how the market works. Let's see. My inventory disposal, that kind of sucks. Let's see. Trying to find something that, here's a good one. Postcards from the Edge. I just sold that for $39.99. That was one of my, oops, don't need that on there. That was actually one that I bought via a merchant and then resold Amazon FBA when Carrie Fisher died and she was trending, which sounds really terrible, but it's a good way to make money. Celebrity deaths, always be on the lookout for those. Postcards from the Edge. This was a hardcover book, actually, so you have to watch for that. Yeah, wow, the price has gone way up. Son of a bitch, I wish I would have waited on that. And I don't know what's wrong with the cover of this, but anyways, yeah, lowest price now is $73.71, and mine sold for $39.99. So I have a price alert set for this on Keepa, so if the price drops again, anything below $10, I'll probably go ahead and buy that. Just ridiculous how much this book is going for right now. Let's take a look at, also, I have a few copies of Surrender the Pink in, and that's another book written by Carrie Fisher, if you guys don't know her. Her and her mother both passed away a couple weeks ago. So now, Surrender the Pink was going for, I think I sold one copy for $35. The price has gone down quite a bit now. So you can see that it's dropped down all the way to a penny. I'll probably actually buy this book from this person and then resell it via Prime. Unfortunately, the Prime price has gone down, but I think it'll go back up. It's just a market fluctuation. So you can see $4.99, $6, then it goes to $7.99, $8.99, $11.32, and then that's me, $19.99, and then $23, $24.95. So basically what we're doing, these guys, me, $19.99 and up, we are waiting on all these guys to sell out, because these guys at $4.99 will sell out pretty quick, then $6, $7, $8, and then this $11. And then I'm coming in at $19.99. So for me, this is just going to be one of those waited out cases. And it shouldn't take a super long time to do. See if we can click through anything else. And if you guys have questions about pricing, I'll be happy to answer them. And I can even take a look at the listing and see like, oh, I have this book. I'm not sure what to price at, and I can give you recommendation based on what I think. Again, I'm no expert. I've sold hundreds of books, but I still learn something new every day. Not the most qualified, but definitely been doing this for a while. Let's see here. We'll take a look at this. Let's see. Trying to find something that's interesting. This Mr. Spock's Music from Outer Space was a record that I bought, and it was in terrible condition, but it played. I have a record player, so I tested it out, and sure enough, it worked. So we'll click on the vinyl, and I sold this for $25, and I know I could have sold it for more, but the condition was so bad, I thought if someone gets this in the mail, they're going to be very, very disappointed at the condition of it. So I listed it as acceptable, and again, I sold that for $25. And you can see there's hardly any Prime sellers coming in with this item right now. The lowest Prime seller is $89.99. So had it been in better condition, I would have probably listed at around $75. But again, I think that, you don't want to rip people off. You don't want to be that kind of seller. So if something's in bad shape, I usually will price it low just to get rid of it. And again, I only paid $1 for that record, and you can see that I got $17.99 from it, and of course I had to pay fees I had to pay to ship it to Amazon. But I mean, that's pennies. Let's see if there's anything else I can bring up that's particularly relevant. We'll look at one more textbook that I just sold. I sold this for $45. This is an anatomy and physiology book. Textbooks can be kind of hard to price because of their, they're generally more expensive, and here it is. Let's see. Yeah, so that, given the fact that I just sold that for $45, it actually wouldn't be a bad idea for me to go ahead and purchase this now from this merchant and then turn around and resell it via Prime. So one thing to keep in mind is that this book sold for $45 when a person could have bought it for around $11 here. So do not factor in merchant prices when you're pricing your item. Let's go ahead and look at the Prime price for this item. Lowest Prime price, $14.88. Very good. It jumps to $24.99. It jumps to $26, and then it jumps all the way to $47.95. That's something you want to pay attention to. If I'm pricing this item for me, I am not going to price it with the $25 range. I'm going to wait and try to get more in the $50 range, because you can see that most people are holding out for that. And I'm like, clearly I factored this in when I priced mine, because mine sold for $45. So my logic was probably, I'll undercut this $47.95 person and go ahead and sell mine. And I can't justify why it sold when there's another seller coming in at $26. They may not have had theirs listed whenever I sold mine. But honestly, to me, or anybody watching this video, if you go and find this book and you see the $6.78, Actually, I would go and I'd probably look for a good or a very good, but this is a good flip. If you want to flip from merchant fulfilled to FBA, this is a good flip. And again, I have another video on flipping books from merchant fulfilled to FBA, so take a look at that. But hopefully this video helped you guys go through my thought process a little better and see how I price items, and why I price higher than other sellers, and what to look for, and if it makes any sense, good. If it doesn't, sorry. It's all just a shot in the dark with pricing. There's no clear strategy, but this is how I do it. You guys like, comment, subscribe, ask questions. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. Thanks.